What's up, guys? Welcome back to the ASAP Automotive channel, and today we got the old fire chicken back on the skillet. It's time to throw some fuel on that fire. Alright, so you guys know the old adage, with more power comes more responsibility. Well, in my world, more power means more fuel. So, as you guys know, or anybody that's been following the channel for a little bit, this is my wife's Firehawk, the one I bought her a few months ago, and we've been doing little upgrades here and there. She couldn't make it tonight. Normally I'd make her be here, while we're doing stuff. She might make it here a little bit later on, but this is kind of a bit of a long, boring process, a lot involved, and I don't want to bore her on it. Anyways, we're planning on putting more power to this car. Stock fuel system is not going to handle much more than what we've got now. Matter of fact, it can barely handle what we got now because 100,000 miles on that fuel pump, I'm honestly shocked as long as the car's set that the fuel pump's even actually working. But what I'm getting is every now and then on the highway to go get on it a little bit and it starts flashing an idiot light at you, saying it's pissed off and you're leaning out on fuel, which is really, really bad. So before I blow this thing up, it's time to add some more fuel to it. So I did some different research, looked around, trying to figure out what I wanted to do. Being that this is a Venturi setup in this fuel, in the fuel pump module in there, you want to know what a Venturi setup is, go look it up on the WS6 store. In the parts here that we're showing you, they have a great write-up explaining in detail what all that means. Basically, it keeps the fuel pump in a nice little bath of fuel inside the fuel pump module, as you'll see in a little bit. And so you don't have to keep at least a quarter tank of fuel in it like you would, regular, some other kind of fuel pump upgrade. Keeps it lubricated and keeps it cool. That's what the fuel does. So I get on to people that come in here all the time with low fuel lights on, you're burning up your pump. Anyways, this is a great upgrade. I love the WS6 store. This is, one of a few things I bought from them now. I've got other stuff I plan on buying from them. They're great, small business as well, so love supporting them. But anyways, so you've got the main kit, which is a RFPK-001. That is both of these together. You can actually buy these two separate. The FPA-001C, which is the Racetronics fuel pump assembly. It's a Venturi setup. It's already got the cute little hoses and all on it there. And the socks. This is all your wiring. So what this is a hot wiring kit, and it's a plug-and-play unit. It even upgrades to the newer style GT280 fuel connector. For any of you guys that have been doing GM fuel pumps lately, you notice you get the new fuel pump module in. It goes from the typical square 4-pin connector to the flat, rectangular or oblong, whatever you want to call it, GT280 style connector, which is much better, less susceptible to heat resistance, yada yada. Anyways, this kit's really cool because it pops out the little top of the fuel pump module and converts it to that. Comes with all the wiring to direct wire it up to the front so you get more voltage. I opted for a couple other options in here, and when you go on ws6store.com and you go in here to this, pull up this kit, it'll show you the little options down there to add the upgraded battery ground, which we're going to do. It should be in that kit as well. And then also the provision for the little booster pump. There's a couple different companies that make in a plug-in part to where you can actually up the voltage to 16 or 17 volts back there, which will take this kit from handling quote-unquote 600 horsepower up to around 700. So you always want at least a good 15-25% margin of error or buffer in your fuel system, just like a clutch. Build an 800 horsepower car, you really want at least 1,000 horsepower clutch in it. That way you're not pushing it to its limits all the time. Leave yourself a little bit of buffer. Now, in reality, that might be pushing the limits of this system even. We might even have to go back to the drawing board later on, because this is eventually going to get heads, cam, pro charger, and stuff like that. I'm probably going to be pushing a little bit more in that. We'll cross that bridge when we get there. This right now, for at least the meantime, easy with heads and cam and all that, will more than do what we're going to do with it. So that being said, this isn't going to be real detailed, involved every little step of the way, because we won't be here till 2 o'clock in the morning. Sorry guys. The great thing is they come with great instructions on the fuel pump and all that and everything. The rest of it, we're just going to do a lot of time lapse. We're going to stop little important things here and there, kind of point out. But you guys are going to get the basic jizz of of dropping the rear end down to get the tank down and all that kind of fun stuff and running the wiring. So hope you guys enjoy it. Stay with us. All right, so if you can help it, try to have as little bit of fuel in the tank as possible. It's going to help you out because that sucker is going to be heavy and awkward coming out. Right now, we've got about a quarter tank in this thing, which should give us plenty to keep the new pump submerged and all that, and it won't be too much weight. So, one of the first things you want to do, disconnect your negative over there because you're going to be dealing with electronics and stuff. Second thing, come over here. You got a little cap, if yours is still there. And you've got a Schrader valve there. Just go ahead and depress that. Make sure your face isn't near there and stuff because you've got possibly anywhere 50 to 60 psi behind there. Anyways, relieve your fuel pressure so it's loose up here and you don't have it spraying back there. And also make sure you've got some safety glasses, which I'm about to put on. So stay tuned. Alright, so I bet you're wondering, how did we get to this point? Well, you should know because you should have been watching it. Anyways, so our idea is to get this fuel tank out, which GM buried all the way up in here, and this is why some people like to cut a trap door up there, and that's the kind of stuff that gives me nightmares and keeps me up at night. Anyways, we're trying to get this out. We got the exhaust out. We got it unhooked here. Got it unhooked at the Y pipe where it comes together and where it goes into it. We've got our panhard bar here and the brace off there. We went ahead and took our brake line bracket here loose. That gave us plenty of room. We weren't putting that in a bind. We didn't take the line loose or anything, just the bracket. We got our connector up here to go into our fuel pump at our bulkhead connection. We had a couple of connectors down here that we went ahead and took loose, and they're out of the way. At the bottom, we got our fuel line, fuel and vent lines here and all off of here and loose. This one just squeezes together. That one you squeeze the little tabs. That's the one leaking a little bit of fuel there. It's fine. We got our filler neck here. You got a little cover up in here in the fender well. And you've got your neck up there. We've got all that loose. Got our bracket loose here. So that's all going to come out with it. So now we're down to the point of literally just undoing the two straps. And they fold forward. Why they decided to do it that way and just not have it come back this way, which would make way too much sense. So anyways, we're going to drop it out and then we'll show you guys the inside of the fuel pump setup. guys, hope you enjoyed the video. Like I said, this was more of an overview than a detailed how-to because we're already here late enough tonight anyways. And but you guys get the gist of it. Any questions, feel free to, like I said, leave us a comment or something below. We'd be glad to help you with anything on it. Don't forget to double check everything and make sure all your connections, everything good. Make sure you don't have any wires melting on the exhaust or anything. So you get done with that, you bring yourself a good cold Dr. Pepper. Remember, we're the OGs here on that one. So crack you open a cold one the doctor ordered. And remember, until next time, stock, it's not an option. What's up, guys? Thanks for watching again. If you guys like the video and you think you want to be a part of this team, we're growing like crazy. We're hiring now. We are looking for a full-blown ASE certified technician, maybe somebody at least on the master level, and everything, they can do diagnostics, AC, all that kind of stuff. So if you're interested and think you'd be a good fit in this team, we've got all the information below to contact us. And remember, until next time, stock is not an option.